6ix9ine. Everybody gotta shock up one more time. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low. To the window, to the window.
There's some walls.
In the wall. Bitch, that's how we starting it off.
Okay.
Fuck
We are back.
Back like a new jack. Cheers, friend.
Cheers.
Oh my goodness, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Teach His Own Podcast. I am Miss Lomax.
Had to take a sip first. And I am Sunkissed Child. Y'all know me. I know y'all. We know each other.
Period. We the Jones from the 215. Hey.
Period.
Mm-hmm. What was that song? Going live in the 215. Wasn't that Petey Crack or something? I can't remember. It was a bop, but I can't remember who it was by.
I don't know what she. We're gonna have to research that. So yes.
I know strong.
So what's going on with the what's going on?
Girl, it's first of all, it's too much going on. I mean, it's a lot going on in the streets.
It is. Yes, like I'm playing.
It's just a lot.
Really is.
First of all, I ain't gonna even lie.
Let's just start this off. I'm just gonna go ahead and say because we
Go
already
ahead.
posted it on our page.
I was going right into it. Go ahead, friend.
Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels.
Like, and it's amazing to see the back and forth that's going on social media about, you know, some people being upset, the different posts going around. If you're a woman who is celebrating or is upset about his death or something like that, then you was probably one of the women he was talking about. And I'm like, what kind of shit is that? At the end of the day, a life is a life. And that's why we posted it that way. Like, a life is a life no matter what. At the end of the day, that is a human being, that is a black man that we still lost, period.
Mm-hmm.
You may not have liked some of the things that he said. You didn't have to agree with anything that he said, but he still lost a life at the end of the day. You don't like some of your cousins and some of your family members, but if they die, you're going to go to their funeral. Like, let's just be real. You don't like that great aunt that you know you and her will, though, so you're going to fake it with her. Like, all of that is the same shit.
Half y'all don't even like your mammy. Goodbye.
Okay?
Anyway.
And waiting on her to die.
Child, God gonna get you.
Real good. So I just feel like that's not even fair to, you know what I mean? Just to try to distort
and
or
be so dismissive of,
yeah,
you know, just a life period, like you said.
It's just it's giving very dismissive.
No, it really is. It's giving y'all just upset and y'all just miserable. So y'all just gotta spread some negativity. But once again, condolences to his family.
Absolutely.
I feel like the young man, I might not, and even me myself may not have agreed with everything he said.
Mm-hmm.
But however, I do feel like he was highlighting some important shit that people needed to hear. Might not have been delivered on the silver platter like you wanted it to be.
You might not didn't like the way he said it.
But, you know, some shit I saw as it needed to be said how it was said. Otherwise, y'all wasn't going to get it. You know, and that's just it.
That's just it. That's real shit.
Period.
That's real shit.
But
so
calling him the Godfather.
Y'all definitely was calling him the Godfather.
Well, the people who were fans of him were.
Yeah, it was definitely it was definitely giving Godfather. Girl.
I can't.
But then when they said child, all I could think about was Color Purple. When they said that it was a heart attack and he was after being with a woman, all I could think of, he died on top of me.
Get yourself together. He died on top of
I
me.
said, well, then clearly he might have went out in a good way if he died with a woman by his side.
Listen, and people
try, well, how did he die?
People are saying so much stuff about him, and it's just so funny that he did go out of here, literally,
right,
with the female,
with a vibe,
a whole situation,
with a vibe. He went out here with a vibe.
He died with a sneaky link. Okay, his close friends,
right? And nobody probably know they was dating.
Exactly.
Right? He period.
They didn't get a chance to. He just met her the night before. They said this
wasn't
somebody
before?
that he know.
Oh wow!
This Hortensia just got on the scene. I seen her name too, and they said her name was like Hortensia or something.
Hortensia. Oh,
Ortiz, maybe. I'm thinking. Okay, that's what I remember. My photographic memory tells me you're right for 500. Alex.
All right, honey. Come on. Like I said, he went out on the vibe, and that's on the game. And that's how many of you niggas want to go out but won't. So next.
I cannot literally deal with you. So
next. What else going on up in these streets?
Listen, I seen how they was acting on Cinco De Mayo. It got real.
Really? I didn't see much.
That shit was Cinco de Negro.
I seen Cinco de nothing.
Cinco de Negro.
What did you see? Because I saw Cinco de nothing.
And I just want to give first off, let me preface this with, I want to give a special shout out to the people who actually took the time to educate people about what actually Cinco de Mayo is about. Mm-hmm. So shout out
it's pretty
to y'all.
much the Mexicans, in a summary, a small summary to not be exact, but close to it. It's like the Mexican Independence Day.
Well, Not even quite, because that's a whole nother day. I believe that might be.
I
believe that's in September sometime, if I'm not mistaken.
Do they call it Mexican Independence Day, or is it something else? Is it called something else?
Well, we call that here, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I know.
I mean, well, like I said, I did that's how I summed it up to myself when I did my research and my history on it. That's how I summed it up to myself. So if I'm not like a similar to a Mexican,
yeah, they just didn't want what's it called? It's the French having no control
anymore. Yeah,
so they knocked them niggas the fuck out.
And said, peace. See you.
Nothing but the bare bones. They probably was out there with brass knuckles on, beating y'all the fuck up.
Wouldn't want to be you.
Yo, and they really thought that they counted them out because, of course they didn't have as much money as them. They probably didn't have as much armor. We already know they didn't have the military training.
They had more thugs than them, though.
Listen, they had baby, cause I'm a thug.
Oh, right. Okay.
They laid that shit down. Like, they fought for their independence.
All right, go ahead, Mexicanos.
They got it out the mud.
Period.
And that's what it's
and
about.
They are definitely some hard workers, so I don't understand why people
Absolutely.
call Mexicans and blacks lazy, because we sweat. We definitely work hard.
We be swag surfing.
Come on, okay. Mexican swag surf. How you say swag surf in Spanish?
It ain't no such thing as no damn swag surf.
How you say swag in Spanish?
Back up. Okay? Back this all the way up. We were not talking about swag surf in Spanish. Let's go back to the first thought that we had. You just took me off the side of the Grand Canyon. I don't even know.
Why did you have to do me like that?
I didn't do nothing. I just
all I said was I wanted to break the conjugal verb down in Espanol for the people.
Wait a minute. Cinco de Negro was going crazy. That was the first thought we had. You didn't see anything. I saw a lot of fuckery. I just wanted to say that.
And part of the fuckery was I wanted to know how you said swag surf in Spanish.
Oh my God. Y'all is getting on my fucking nerves.
But continue with the fuckery that you saw, since you don't want to educate the people amongst the other fuckery.
Listen.
Just say.
If you were celebrating, you ha-ha and you ha-ha too. So there's a H-A-H-A, J-A-J-A. Get it?
Girl, I'm just going to sit over here and sip this stuff because I'm not even in the mood.
You know what? Sip your damn whiskey then. Getting on my nerves. Anyway.
Why you guys snitching telling people what's in my cup?
Oh, I'm sorry. They know we like whiskey.
They could have thought it was apple juice.
Okay. You drank your apple juice.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway. But what else is going on besides that? I feel like there's a lot going on right now.
But they were just probably losing blanks on. There was a lot of hee ha ha talking about the abortion stuff going on with the states. I'm glad Pennsylvania act like they fucking knew. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And I definitely made a tweet about that. Pennsylvania, y'all was on board. Y'all was right. Y'all was on the right side of the fence on this. Thank you. Let women do what the fuck they feel like they need to do. Because you know how these.
That's it.
Okay. Now with these 66 counties up in this motherfucker, y'all knew. Thank you.
And it's so funny you said that, because I just posted something yesterday. It was like men are literally still trying to find the clitoris, yet they can make decisions about our uterus.
Girl,
make it make fucking sense.
Still don't even know how many holes a woman has, and you trying to make decisions about what the fuck I'm going to do.
That one or that one? Like, what's going on down here?
Child.
Like, I don't know, but I just feel like everyone needs to stay in their lane. Okay, stay in your lane. Mind your business. If someone decides to do what they want to do, that's what they're going to do. And I think that women should be able to decide for women, and that's just it.
Last but not least, you know what I do think was a vibe, though?
What?
I do think it was a vibe how Rihanna still shut down the fucking Met Gala, and she wasn't
even
physically there.
And she wasn't even there. And y'all know we Rihanna Navy all day.
I'm sorry, that was all the way left and off of a whole nother. We were from abortion to now this full-blown pregnancy, but that bitch fucked it up.
Better yet, crazy.
Okay.
She had her buns, she had her bun,
okay.
She had her bun.
That shit was statued still, baby. It had a nice little pose. So I said that was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
So this is beautiful. What is it? Concrete.
It's marble, bitch. Literally marble.
What is it? Cement? I don't fucking know. Granite.
Yeah, that was amazing. It's so unfortunate to hear about the accusations about, well, not accusations, the whole literal situation going on with the legal stuff that's going on around.
Wait, but right at the same time, I just seen earlier that he asked her to marry me through grills.
They said that was part of the production for a project that they did together.
Okay, I'm glad, because that was, I'm not gonna lie, it was giving ghetto.
It was.
That was giving ghetto. That was a ghetto ass proposal.
They like that whole grungy street wear.
They do, but I'm a little bit too classy for that. She need a little bit more classy.
First of all, shout out to her waiting until she was a billionaire to have a baby.
Period.
She gonna have nannies on deck, but that's decent.
She gonna have nannies on deck, all kinds of help. She ain't gonna need no food stamps.
She might not, because Nikki says she don't really get into all that. Like, she actually takes care of her baby herself. So, I mean, some people just don't prefer to have a nanny.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying, if she wants to, she can. She can have whatever space, whatever that child needs and or wants. Mm-hmm. She can give and and receive it. So I'm proud of that.
Very hands-on, just from how I see how she is with her, like.
Yeah, she's an island mother too. So yeah, culturally, yeah.
Right.
I just thought about that. So yeah, absolutely. Yes, we do.
You know, we got a lot going on.
Yes, we do. So before we get away from, I guess, let's go ahead and let's jump into the topics.
Yes.
Before we get too far ahead, away from you guys. So, what do we have first, friend?
Well, we have punks versus passive.
Oh, shit.
So, do you think there's a fine line between the two? Like a punk and a person that's just strictly passive?
There's a very fine line.
Both get on my nerves. Both get on my nerves for different reasons. So is there a thin line between the two? And I think there are different criteria for both of those things. And I think everything with me is contextual. I don't know why with this. Life
Come
is
on,
just
contextual.
Of different things.
Come on, contextual chalk.
Okay.
That should be a new Instagram name.
And passive people. So passive people aren't necessarily a punk, but to a certain degree, they can be. I think at the same time, because it's just like, if you are not willing to address something head on, that makes me like, it's like, you hear that? Nails on the chalkboard. It's like long ass toenails on some crisp ass sheets. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't like it. I feel like, just say what you need. So you being passive, so you doing something to get under my skin, because you won't do anything directly to me, but you'll do something that you know is going to get under my skin.
That's passive aggressive.
That's passive aggressive also. But some people are just like, oh, I'll just let it.
Which is still some punk shit to me. I think passive aggressive people are ultimately fucking punks. I think that's a punk ass move.
Yeah, because it is. Yeah,
that's a punk ass move. Just be outward about, like you said, what the fuck it is you want to say or what the fuck it is you want to do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, come on.
Some people just would rather not deal with confrontation, but there's people who are literally
and that's the only fine. And that's, I feel like that's the only thing that differentiates a passive person from a full blown punk.
Okay.
That line of being actually either scared or just not liking to be confrontational, because there are some people who just don't like confrontation, won't argue with you. They're very mild mannered. They're very passive. Yeah, and the moment you pop off, they gonna pop off right the fuck with you. But I feel like that, and that's why I say I feel like that passive aggressive crosses another lane, because that passive aggressive person, that's some punk shit. You're gonna do that little punk shit because you don't want to come at me full throttle, because you don't have the balls to say what it is you want to say or do what it is you want to do. That bullshit I don't appreciate, and I'm gonna call you out on that shit every single fucking time.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yep, every single fucking time, because at the end of the day, that makes me want to fight. Not everything, but I mean, I do have a very short tolerance. I do have a very, very short tolerance. I have minimal patience, especially for bullshit. I don't accept bullshit whatsoever. Like you've been
because I can agree with you too. Because I'm to a certain extent, I'm that way also, because I feel like when it comes to certain situations call for certain things. So when you have a reaction where it's just like, if it's not called for all of that, I'm just to the point where I don't even want to fucking talk. What you trying to do? Because if you're willing to jump off that ledge, it's just like, we could have actually talked about this. But since you want to go that far, I'm going to be petty and I'm going to stoop to your level and I'm going to beat you the fuck up. And that's just going to be it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I'm the toughest person in the world, but for me personally, it's just like, my respect is my respect. And you ain't going about to come and roll the fuck up on me. Like you said in the other episode recently. Ain't nobody just going to roll up on me.
I know I might be built like I'm in a training fucking bra, but you ain't going to roll up on me like I'm in one.
There you go. So it's one thing to be okay. So I feel like for me personally, when I think of passive, I think of how they expect you to react in corporate. I think of they want you to act like you're a fucking machine. When people say things to you, they want you to grimace. Maybe not even grimace, because if you make too much of a facial expression,
debrief and talk shit out. No. Exactly. How about I just bop you upside the fucking head so you know not to do that shit again?
But you want to know something? It was only one job in my life that I was told literally by the manager herself. If things get too heated between you and either a customer or a coworker, you walk off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Walk off the floor. Because I was in retail at the time, and it was a store that was, well, I can say it. Shit, I ain't working in long. I was working at Nordstrom Rack, so it was like, we wasn't.
Yeah, ain't it been over 7 years? Ain't you passed the laws of statutory?
Hell yeah. I ain't been there for a long time. Since 2012.
I said passed the laws of statutory.
So she basically was like, yeah, if you feel like it's to a point where you don't know, you don't want to react to that person, you don't necessarily know how to get out of that situation, but you feel like also you don't know what their next move is going to be, you might want to remove yourself. So if you need to remove yourself, I'm here for that. She said, because it saves us, somebody potentially getting hurt, things just won't go that far.
You remove yourself, but then act on it, and something goes worse.
I always kind of took that to me. That might not necessarily be everyone's style, but I always kind of took that wherever I went, because I felt like it was a good. If I feel like I don't know what I'm going to say to you, I do that naturally. Like, I'm gonna walk away or just hang the fuck up on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you just have to stop everything and just like, all right, I'm gonna cool off, you cool off, we revisit the situation. So sometimes when people are being passive, it's just like, you know what, I'm not gonna say something to you in this moment, but maybe later on I will. And sometimes they don't. But it's just like, I feel like kind of sort of like when you sitting, if the person is being too aggressive and you just kind of letting it fly, it's like people, oh, she's passive, she's passive, she'll just let anything.
They just start. They'll continue to treat you that way.
That's why I'm not with that shit. That's another reason why
that's
I like
that,
and
that's exactly why I'm a bitch.
Like,
that's exactly why I'm a bitch. And I say that every once in a while, like, this is the reason why people don't get no tries with me. Or if they do get a try, you only get one. This is the reason why I react to things the way they do. This is the reason why I've always had resting bitch face since I was a child. Because even when you have, like, sometimes, unfortunately, like a happy look, or you're always a smiling, happy-go-lucky person, people tend to take that as a soft characteristic, or you're never serious about anything. No, you gonna know not to fucking play with me, because at the end of the day, if I know how I am when somebody plays with me, why would I even allow you to do it?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to give you the overhead of don't fucking play with me.
Don't play with me. Absolutely.
Just so you don't even get there. You say to me. Thank you. Real shit.
I got the beat in my head.
Come on. You better sway and let them the fuck know.
No, for real.
And that's why when people do say or do things that piss me the fuck off, I go right to 100, because I've already given you the overhead of don't piss me off. So when you cross that line, that's why I pop the fuck off. Y'all used to wonder that years ago. If I see or observe something or hear something that I know didn't tick me the fuck off, oh, now it's over. It's over. A comment? And I'm ready to fucking go. No. And if I can't go, then my attitude is on a fucking million.
Can I ask you a question? Do you feel like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock instead of punching the bullshit out of him was passive?
Yeah.
You do?
Let me take that back.
Because I do too. And yeah.
I'm on the line. I do think it was passive, because passive is, I think that white people slap people, I feel like. Or they go in their body slam somebody. I feel like that was a white thing to do. I feel like if we know if somebody straight disrespected you, I'm going to just sock the bullshit out you. I felt like his walk up there, he changed his mind and softened up what he was going to do. So that's why I felt like it was passive. Because I don't ever think to slap somebody. If I want to slap somebody, I want to intentionally embarrass them. You know what I mean? I feel like it's very childlike.
Let's stay right there.
But if you want to get into it,
no,
you gonna sock the bullshit out of you.
No, it's not childlike, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when a man slaps the shit out of another man with an open palm, that shit.
Yeah, you trying to embarrass somebody.
That shit is. I think that sometimes in those kinds of situations, that's like closed fist, open hand. I mean,
it either got to be one or the other.
But I'm just thinking to I'm just like, it's the ultimate. It can be. I feel like it can be. It depends on the situation. I feel like it was the passive, because I feel like in essence, it was the friendly way of saying, I am so tired. I'm tired. So, like, you going to be my example, and that's going to be it. And instead of knocking you the fuck out in front of everybody, I'm just going to slap the shit out you.
Yeah, that's how I took it.
Because I feel like you can take a slap, but I don't know if I like, put all my,
Right, we might end up,
we
rumbling and tussling on
or
this
my
joint.
suits might get ripped.
Right.
So, we need to, act like we got some sense. But I do think that, even though he had it, like people were saying, and I think this could be true to some degree also, because only he's still a human.
Mm-hmm.
So after so many instances where you feel like you're being made into a spectacle, your marriage is being made a mockery of in front of everyone, in front of millions of people, in front of the world, you know, you can have a nervous breakdown, and it does have a lapse. It can come in waves. Also, I don't think people realize that it's not just one incident that you have. Sometimes there's a ripple effect. You ever like a fucking earthquake, the aftershock.
Come on, science class.
Come on here.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Pass the plate. But yeah, I feel like that's a situation where, you know, maybe that saved them. Maybe the
passiveness saved him in that situation.
Was the saving grace of the situation. So yeah, maybe not. Maybe choosing to be that way in different situations is a good thing. So I don't know. You know, we have our instances where
I can see what you mean, but I know naturally that I probably that's not me, and I probably definitely wouldn't think that, because when I'm a pounce, I'm very black and white, and I say that very often about myself. There's no gray area. I'm either going chill or I'm going pounce all the fucking way. So, okay. I mean, it just kind of is what it is with that nature. Do we need to wrap up just before we go on and kind of slide to the next topic? I want to ask you.
Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead. No, that's it. That's all I had to say about that.
Yeah, that was all I had to say about that one. So I just wanted to do a double check in. All right, guys. So as we move on from punks versus passive, it's safe to say it's not safe to be a punk or be passive in my presence or my, vicinity.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should ever choose to be a punk. There's a time and a place to do everything, but I feel like some people pit the two against each other in the wrong situations. And that's what has people fucked up at the end of the day. It has you fucked up or the person who's on the opposer fucked up. And that's it.
Well, that takes us right into our next topic, because we're going to go kind of to the opposite end of that, emotional escalation versus emotional de-escalation. Mm-hmm. So what are the things that help you ease or help you calm down? What are the things that eases you, and what are the things that kind of triggers you? And I feel like for some of the average people, there are some things that the average person has in common when it comes to what triggers them or what kind of helps them calm down. I don't feel like I'm average in that area as well. Because, like, say, for instance, if somebody's crying, I feel like the average person likes to be consoled when they're crying. They like to be hugged. They like to be asked what's wrong and different things like that. I don't. You know what I mean?
I think in that moment, for me, the way I approach that is not even that I don't assume that everybody wants that, because honestly, for me personally, that's not going to solve the issue right then and there. It might make them
and that's
feel
why
better,
I don't prefer
it. Might not. So I don't want to approach it with that, thinking that I would rather just let you, calm you. You need some water or something like that. You are like, like, oh my God. Like, you need a minute. You need a minute to yourself. What's going on? I ask questions.
Ask, what can I do to help
I do to help the situation? Of course, you don't. I just try to stay away from everything I think will make it worse, pretty much. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. Like asking too many questions. You know what I'm saying?
I fucking hate that shit naturally.
Me too, because if they're feeling away, they just need to sometimes they just got to get it out. There's nothing you can do. They might just need
some people are naturally criers. Again, I'm not, but some people
are.
They
all day long, but they might need like 5 minutes of just like, because again,
like you said, just get it out.
Crying releases the endorphins and stuff like that. You need the all right, there we go. Let me recenter myself and get myself together. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a plethora of escalated emotions that we can go. Not even just crying.
That was just my first.
Somebody just yammering, like, oh my God, like. You can tell their brain's going 1,000 miles a minute. It's like, what can I do to? They're going
from one topic to the next, or they're constantly repeating themselves. Yeah.
Or just fucking snapping.
Yeah.
And it don't even gotta be that they're saying anything.
Yeah. Property destruction.
There you go.
Self-harm.
Mm-hmm. Slamming doors and shit.
Yeah.
Breaking dishes up and
I would include that with some property destruction. Mm-hmm. Just kind of like I said, the ongoing. Some people might just boo-hoo all day long and just cry, and you just don't know what the fuck the problem is.
Look at you.
Why are you laughing?
Because I'm leaving to you, because it's just to look the blank stare on your face. You can't even fake act like you care about somebody that's crying. Like, this shit is insane to me.
First of all, if it's somebody that I care about, I do care why they crying. I want you to hurry up and stop crying. But I do care while you are crying. I just want you to get to the end of this emotion as soon as possible for the sake of you and for the sake of me. I don't think there's a problem with that. Smart, don't sit back there and
as
shake
long as
your
you're
head.
keeping that to yourself, there is no issue. But I mean,
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna tell you if you sitting there fucking grieving. I ain't gonna say, "Oh, bitch, I know, but hurry up and stop crying." I'm not going. I would never say no shit like that.
I know that, but I mean, I feel like it is, and so for me personally, because I just generally don't like to see people cry because I feel like
I don't even.
They automatically. You want to know why I don't?
Because they always ugly when they cry. Everybody is ugly when they cry. Everybody is ugly when they cry.
Everybody got a good.
Nobody got a cute cry. I ain't never seen that one person in this world got a cute cry. Because you know why? Even if you're trying to hold it together, you still got this crackle going on with your fucking face because you trying to hold it together and your face either shaking or stuttering and shit. And if you do, you just no, nobody want to see that. You snot and carry the I hate the fucking
the
snot.
Disrespect to their emotions.
I hate the fucking snot bubble cries. Can y'all keep those together? I feel like snot bubble cries are only for deaths.
For me personally, it's the reason behind them crying. I feel like
that's why I say I feel like the snot bubble cries is only for grieving. It's cries, different cries for different things.
No, when you feel like your soul is hurt, you won't let out a good cry. You are. I understand. Can I get into more of what I'm saying? I agree. But for me personally, whether it's a soul shattering, like, oh my God, like
your show beside somebody dying.
Shut the hell up, Christine. Let me finish my statement.
All right.
So whether it's an earth shattering cry and it's just like, oh my gosh, they're devastated. There's snot bubbles. They're like, they can't breathe. They're hyperventilating and shit like that. But it's just like, at that moment, whether they're crying that hard or not, like anytime a person sheds a tear, whether it's like a little tear or it's like a super dramatic situation, they're already thinking, oh my God, even if my tears well up in my eyes and I don't let them fall, this person thinks I'm weak because I'm crying.
Right.
So I automatically empathize with that feeling. So that's the reason why I can't let myself get to the point that you get to. And I'm not saying that I'm better than you because of that.
Well, I don't say that to their face.
I know that, but it's just the fact that, like, I mean, you gonna be honest. We here to be honest. So you're giving people your real and your
yeah,
real
but I don't say that to their face. Bitch, you cried in front of me. Other people cried in front of me.
I know that, but that's
I ain't never say no shit like that. Y'all know I don't like. Y'all know before y'all start crying, I don't like crying. So y'all know I would never say that shit to y'all.
Hell no, but you still ignorant.
I don't like when I cry. I look myself in the face. Get the fuck together, because this shit is ugly. I do. I say it to myself.
Help me, please.
Yes. I hate crying myself. Like, I hate it myself. I hate it first for myself, which is why moving forward, I don't like it for other people. I know how it makes me feel. I don't like that.
It's so healthy, and honestly, and you want to know what's even more humbling for me? You want to know what's even more humbling for me? Seeing a man cry. Oh, God.
It's humbling, but I hate seeing it. I hate seeing men cry even more than anybody else.
Like, oh my God, because they're not allowed to do it. So it's like when they do, and if a man feels comfortable, and it's not even necessarily, and I don't even take it as them feeling comfortable in that moment, in that space, but I strive for that in that moment. And I don't want to say I run to their aid even more than a woman, but it's just like, I'm almost, my antennas are up because it's like, okay, what's going on?
Mine are up, and I'm actually the opposite. I do feel like they feel, if a man cries in front of me, he does feel comfortable enough with me to do so.
If he's at the point where it's just like he don't have no other choice.
Yeah, sometimes it may be that.
You know what I'm saying?
But for the most part, I feel like, men do kind of hold it together because they feel like they don't, they're shamed for it. So if you're at the point where you have no other choice and you can decide to cry in front of me, but you can just let me know you crying and go into a whole nother room. Men don't even want you to know they're crying, let alone see it.
True.
So I feel like in that moment, if you're willing to also let me see it and maybe begin to discuss some things around it and open up, I do feel like that's a moment of vulnerability. And in that moment, although I don't like seeing you cry, I do kind of, take it upon myself and kind of, feel like, okay, this person kind of trusts me with being able to do this. So I turn into then my social worker head comes on, because it's just like, oh goodness, now I gotta do my job. And it's like, I care about this person. Yeah, and I got to get more mentally involved because especially I care about this person. So I got to, look at it and give different options from multiple perspectives. It's just like, Oh dear. And that's probably the real reason why I don't prefer it. Because anybody to cry in front of me, because automatically tears shift me into now I gotta go to work. Because tears not automatically equate to, but tears for the majority of the time means that something is wrong, something has happened. You have a release that, like I said, it's a release. You have a release that you have to get out there. And now, in order for you to get that release out there, if I'm in the presence and I'm the person that you want to put that release on, now I gotta put my social worker hat on.
Yeah, because there's also tears of sadness and tears of anger.
Joy, and that's why joy and anger,
tears of joy.
Yeah, and that's why I said for the most part, that's why I said something has happened. It's a release of some sort. So it's like now, unless it's happy tears, it's just like I gotta put my motherfucking social work hat on, and I don't be feeling like that shit, especially when it's at a random moment.
But when you think about the process of crying, it is such a unique thing. When you think about what actually really is happening, have you ever really thought about what actually? And I know it sounds crazy.
Like, have I ever really thought about that shit? Fuck no, I ain't never really thought about this.
You have to think about that.
Hell no.
Look up biologically and anatomically speaking, what's actually going on.
Why?
Because I think it really will make you really not saying it's going to change completely. It's going to be like, oh, you're going to be born again. Like, oh, I love criers or anything like that. Let's have a kumbaya. Let's have circle time.
Not, oh, I love criers.
Throw some roses. But
Lord, girl.
I think that you really will take into consideration what actually is going on, because it's really an intricate thing. And when you think about it's not something, actresses and actors can do that at the drop of a hat. And there are some people who have that ability also. But when
cry on
in different situations, just like, especially when it's tears of joy, to me, that is such a beautiful thing. Because it's like, for something to make you so happy that it makes you cry, it's just like, that's inexplicable. I don't think I've ever had that happen to me a lot of times in life. Like, it's really
I was just thinking that I can count on one hand how many times it has happened to me.
Absolutely.
And I was an adult the first time it happened, because I didn't used to believe in tears of joy. I'm like, why? How the fuck can you be so happy about something that you cry? I did not used to believe in this shit.
The first thing that comes to mind is childbirth. I mean, it hurts, but at the end of the day, you're happy to just see your child, know that it's healthy, because anything can go wrong during birth. So I understand it. Yeah. And you just went through, especially when you went through a whole year at carrying a human. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. The same tears our mothers cried when we were born. Trust and believe. Period. Anywhere. So how are we de-escalating things? I think
I do want to say though, to kind of go back to you mentioned something. What did you just say before you said about tears of joy? I just lost my train of thought just that fast, right as I was about to say.
What do you mean? Like, as far as what?
You mentioned going back and looking at the definition of crying. Again, I feel like that's another perspective where I have to go into it putting on my social worker hat, because the personal me does not give a fuck less to figure out to go in depth about that. I will honestly say that. But the professional me, that's why I say I would have to put my professional hat on to go in to kind of look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll probably help, of course, in my professionalism, because I have a lot of clients and different things like that who have and do cry a lot, or maybe different things may have happened. I've had to help several clients de-escalate, whether it's either over a death or something very traumatic or extreme that's happened. So yeah. So what were you saying? That's all I wanted to say about that in response.
Okay. I understand.
So when it comes to, you said de-escalating?
Mm-hmm. So de-escalating.
Mm-hmm.
How are we approaching
crying is a form of de-escalation.
So that's what I'm saying. So there's talking.
Mm-hmm.
There's
breathing exercises.
Deep breathing. There's redirecting their attention to something positive or something that can actually take their focus off of the issue.
Yeah, something that they like to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or just presenting them with different solutions.
Yes.
Like, oh, you could do this or you could do that. At least this will put you on the right path as far as like getting your answer or solving this issue.
Or sometimes people like to solve issues more so independently. So sometimes just giving them their own space or leaving them alone for some time, or the time that they ask for is part of the solution of de-escalating as well. All of those things, in addition to giving them some time alone, maybe initially, or giving them that and then leaving them to themselves afterwards. I have engaged with a lot of people who said that, because when it comes to doing something that I've done before, we call it a crisis plan. There's one particular question that we ask: what can the supports around you do for you
right.
when you're going through a moment of trauma to best help you. And one of the common responses received after doing surveys or, leave me alone. Or, just kind of redirect me to a safe space or a quiet space where I can be alone. And then I'll be able to, come back and maybe debrief, talk about things, or be open to other solutions and the other tactics that you were referring to.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm familiar with that because we talk about like being in the field and things like that. So yep.
I thought like I'm at work right now.
Okay, so all right, y'all. That got kind of deep. That really did get kind of deep.
I can go deep, deep,
old
deep,
school,
deep.
But yeah. So that's all we have for them this episode. That's all.
That's all we have.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So we just gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So we went from real hype to real deep, real fast. Who is the boss of the week that we have for this episode? Oh shit, I don't think we chose anybody. Do you want me to just select somebody randomly from the list that we have, or do you have anybody specifically that you want to shout out?
You can select somebody randomly. That's fine.
We're gonna do a random boss of the week. Okay. Dun, da, da, da.
Oh, you know what? Go ahead.
You sure? Positive?
Yep.
Ba-da-doo.
All the way positive.
All right. Ba-dum. Let's see who we have. Who did I select randomly? Oh, I've selected randomly Revived Look 2013. So they are a product and service. They create images through style. So they are a clothing brand and an image consulting company. So actually, due to the fact that it's prom season, shout out to y'all. Shout out to class of 2022, by the way.
Absolutely.
Those who are interested in the dapper look, whether it's male or female, they can assist you with kind of going in there and picking out different styles and looks based on, your body type, your skin tone, and things like that. So again, they are Revived Look 2013. So Revived Look 2013. They are a product and service. Their website is www.shoprevivedlook.com for their clothing. And I'm assuming, yes, that you can outreach through them through either Instagram or their direct website for image consulting questions. So yes, shout out to you guys in this good prom season, and I'm definitely seeing a couple looks, and I see a couple youngins on here from this year's prom season, class of 2022. This jacket a little fire. You see that, niece?
All right, yeah.
So that's real dope. So shout out to you guys. Revive Look 2013 is our boss of the week. You've been selected. So hopefully we can probably, link up and collaborate with you guys sometime in the future. Maybe for some time for some future prom season, maybe for some youngins and do something for the community. So
absolutely.
Thank you for what you do in the community and keep that style up, shorty.
Yep. Well, I'm Sun-Kissed Shock.
And I'm Miss Lomax.
And together we are
To Each His Own. Thanks for joining us. Bye. Follow, like, and subscribe.